Hey guys, welcome back. Thank you guys so much for sticking around and tuning into the show. If this is your first time checking out the show, please go click that like button on our Facebook, subscribe on our YouTube, and of course, give us a like on this feed as we speak. Anyway, I'm very honored and very excited to introduce this gentleman to the show. He is the head of makeup for the hit Hulu show, The Handmaid's Tale. Please welcome Burton LeBlanc to the show. What's up, man? How are you doing, my brother?
Hey guys, good to be here. Thanks for having me. It's good. Really good.
Anytime, man. So I gotta ask you, how have things been since this quarantine?
Well, it's a struggle. I think everybody's going through the same thing. It's just what do you do? What do you do for all this time? Keep yourself together, try to stay in shape, whether you want to go for walks. I've got some weights in here. I kind of try to do a little bit of something.
Yeah.
And, keeping the headspace good, which is the main thing, but it's tough. It's tough, man.
Yeah. I can definitely feel, your own, I definitely feel your struggles, because this is what, every day you're trying to find reasons to stay motivated, get out there and do some things. It's sometimes hard, even though those weights are right there next to you. Sometimes it's hard to just get up and pick up those weights, even though they're just 5 feet in front of you. You know what I mean?
Exactly. It's the motivation to do it. They're there, but do you want to do it? You're stuck at home. The motivation's got to stay up, and it's hard.
Yeah, it's really hard. So
really hard. What about your show? Does this keep running every day? It's great that you have this.
Oh, thank you, man. I really appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, we do our show Monday through Friday. And then I do a couple pop-up shows on the weekend. So I stay busy, but it's a good excuse for me to stay busy. Right. It's something that keeps me active, keeps my mind moving. Cause I feel like if I wasn't moving, or if I wasn't doing anything right now, I would literally lose my mind, So I'm lucky to be able to have this platform and do this stuff from home for now, at least for now, It's a blessing. So tell me, I mean, since obviously you guys were, if I'm correct, The Handmaid's Tale was in production. I guess you guys were in pre-production, and then everything kind of got shut off because of this pandemic. So do you mind elaborating a little bit more about that and just talking about that, if you don't mind?
Yeah, when any show starts, there's like you said, pre-production, or there's a prepping of every department, the executives, and down from there to every department. It's got to get their stuff together, get their department together, get everything ready to go. So, I mean, The Office was up and running months before, but each production, I get a couple weeks, some get more, camera department and other ones, they're scouting the city, they're checking for locations, all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So, for a month or two before. So that's really all set in place. Then you've got to get permits from the city to get all that. You can't just show up anywhere and start shooting, right? That's all got to be planned out too.
Right.
And now all those permits are completely kibosh. They're all gone, right?
Yeah.
So it was a lot of planning, a lot of pre-planning and the behind-the-scenes stuff. So now that's kind of out the window. So when we start up again, whenever that may be, sooner than later.
Definitely fingers crossed.
That's all going to start up again. It's all going to go again. It's oh my God, come on, guys. We need to do this. But it's tough. It's a hard situation.
Yeah. No, I believe that. So now that you guys are, I mean, how is Toronto? Because I know that you are Skyping in from Toronto right now. So how is Toronto right now?
It's pretty much shut down. It's kind of things are opening today. Today was the first day that certain things were going to start to open, small businesses and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the most part, this week is the first week that's kind of happened. It's tough. Everybody's basically shut-ins, living in their house, trying to get by. Lots of Netflix.
Yeah.
Type of thing.
A lot of Netflix and a lot of Hulu.
A lot of Hulu.
A whole lot of Hulu.
Hulu's big here.
So, of course, I want to show off some of your work here, because obviously you were gracious enough to give us some footage or some photos from behind the scenes. So I want to show off some of your work, and here you are with Elizabeth Moss, the lead of The Handmaid's Tale, doing what you do on the show. And, of course, I do have to ask you, how did you get the gig in the first place, man?
Well, it's the lead up, right? Lots of hard work, and it's just like playing all the cards right, doing the work. Obviously, that's the main thing,
Yeah.
and keeping yourself in that level and in that zone, and just keep going with that. Um, I mean, just before Handmaids, I'd done 12 Monkeys and American Gothic, a Spielberg production, and that kind of led up to just a couple years before Handmaids. I got a call from a producer that I'd already worked with prior, maybe a year or two before, that connected me with Elizabeth Moss. That thought that we would be a good match together. It's like, I've got a good guy. I think this guy is going to be good for the show and for you. So I talked to Lizzie. She gave me a call, I think later that day, the next day. And that was my interview. We talked on the phone for maybe 10 minutes. And I called back my producer guy, and I said, do you want me to come in? Like, what do you want me to do? Like, do you want me to talk to some more people? It's like, no, Elizabeth loves you, Lizzie loves you, and the job's yours. I was like, man.
Wow.
Because I'd already obviously been given the script, and I had to go over that, talk to Lizzie about that, and get my ideas, get her ideas. And the writing, I mean, when I got that script, I was like, man, it was actually one of those first things that I really, it's all those shows that you get, some that you get, you're like, I need to do it. This was one of them. It's like, I really want to do this one. I really want this.
Yeah.
So I went after it, and it all worked out, and I was just so happy to get it. I was just ecstatic to get it. So
yeah. So when it comes to makeup and everything, I do have to ask you, like, how competitive is your industry?
Very.
Really?
Very competitive. Very competitive. Yeah, very competitive. So you've got to be on your game and do what you got to do. Lots of hard work, but it's really competitive. It really is. Yeah.
How so? Is it? How so? Is it like through word of mouth type of situation, or how do you stay relevant? I guess how do you stay relevant in your field?
Well, first of all, there's a lot of people here. Crew people, hair makeup people, and there's not as many shows to fill those positions. So obviously, the top people or who are those are the ones who are going to get the job. So you've got to really do the hard work and stay on top. Yeah. Wow.
Okay. Because I always wondered, like, now of course I'm not trying to say anything bad about your field or your industry or anything like that, but I've always wondered, how does one say, oh yeah, I'm going to go with Burton LeBlanc because of his, you see what I'm saying? Like, what is it that grabs their attention to say, oh, I most definitely want him, or I most definitely want her? What is it what is the thing that stands out, that makes people actually want to work with you or any other artist out there?
Well, you have to be able to work with a lot of personalities, and you have to be able to get along with everybody. That's a huge thing. Personality, like anything, is a huge, huge thing.
Yeah.
Besides, the resume's got to be there. So what you've worked on and your latest project really tells a lot.
Right.
Personality is huge. It's really huge, and we want people to remember you.
Yes.
And great work. Put your work out there and really showcase your work. No matter how, whoever you're going to do that online or showcase it.
Of course.
So it's a constant work at it.
Yeah. And of course, just you being able to have 6 nominations under your belt, that's not a bad thing to have on your resume as well. Not a bad thing.
It's okay. It's good. It's good. It's a good thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Don't let it get to your head, because, but it's good. It's good.
Yeah, of course. Thing. Of course.
It's all fun stuff. That's all like fun stuff, like the icing on the cake, which is great.
Yeah.
It's nice to be recognized. It really is.
Oh, absolutely. And of course, congratulations on all your accolades, because that's, all the nominations and everything. That's huge. I mean, because
thank you.
I got to be honest. I wouldn't know how to even win an award right now. How to even win a reward right now would be like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So the fact that that says a lot about your work, obviously, So now when it comes to being a makeup artist, running a makeup department for a huge TV show, how does the communication happen? What is the communication like in regards to the director or the executive producer to you guys? so that, you know, how are you guys staying connected so that you give him the best work on camera that he's looking for when they're ready to turn on the cameras?
Right. You mean before the show actually starts, like pre-production kind of thing, or while we're there day to day? Well, pre-production, I mean, you've got to meet up with the executives. Usually a lot of the main actors, you meet up with them. You have like a little meeting with what you want, where you want to go, what ideas they have. So you really collaborate with them, and you want to make everybody happy, as well as you have your own vision. So it's all gotta come together. So, I mean, you have meetings, you've got meetings with the executives, you've got meetings with all of the directors. And sometimes episode to episode, you have different directors. And obviously it's a different episode. So that's got to start up while you're in an episode, while that's going on, to start up for the next one that's coming in a week or two.
Wow.
Or even longer. If it's a big job, even longer, you've got to prep for something.
Yeah.
So it's really a lot of prepping, a lot of planning, a lot of meetings and constant emails and texting and talking to the actors. And because you want to get them, they have to be comfortable, and you want to make them comfortable. But you want to also do your job and know what you have to do.
Right.
So it's really a collaboration.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And of course, you're not the only makeup. You're overseeing all these makeup artists as well. So you're making sure that everything's being translated properly to the face, or to whatever is going to be seen or shot in the scene. You know.
Right.
So how are you keeping that cohesive? Because I don't know how many makeup artists you have working under you, but I can only imagine there's a lot. I'm sure you have a lot of different people that are coming in and out. And sometimes when it comes to the continuity, keeping the continuity must be really, really hard, especially like if you're shooting one scene, one angle, and then you have to say a reshoot like 2 months later. Let's just say how you're keeping the scar, or you're keeping the blood, trail, or whatever it is that's on the person's face or body, how you're keeping it exactly how it was shot like 2 weeks before. So I'm just curious, how's that taken care of,
A lot of pictures, whenever you do the makeup, a big makeup, it's going to happen. Like if Lizzie Moss has some kind of blood or scarring on her face, There's got to be a lot of pictures for one, and a lot of notes. So that's got to be tracked, exactly, like tons of stuff, like in regards to her, like little file that we would have for her and all of the actors.
Wow.
And even the extras would have a certain look. So we've got to document all that. And any, like on the bigger days, you would get extra makeup people that would come in, makeup and hair. Makeup would come in, and you would have to have maybe a little meeting, or somebody on your team would go and explain what needs to be done to keep them in line with what your vision is for the show. And visual references are perfect for that.
Yeah.
And then when I go to set, I'm checking everybody out. Like visually, I'm there. And actually, while we're filming as well, there's monitors that we can watch what they're doing. I'm always there, like right there. And there's constant changes for the day, because the lighting sometimes changes. And sometimes if there's too much daylight or less daylight, or the lighting inside a house is obviously could be different from what's in the hair makeup trailer. It could be low light or high light. So it's a constant, if we work 15 hours a day, or maybe up to 20 hours plus, I'm there, like it's a non-stop thing. So it's constant. It's like visually, it's like really, we got to be on it.
That's incredible, man. I commend you, because I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it, man. So the fact that you can do that is pretty incredible, especially like you're on set and you're going, no, that blood needs to be a little bit more red. We need a little bit more rouge in her cheeks. We need this, that, and the other. It's like, she looks really sickly, and that's not the whole point of this scene. We need to, revive her skin, or make her look a little bit more alive, that kind of thing. It's amazing the things that you guys do to make a movie or a TV show, any production, really sing and really like be realistic. And that show is amazing. So the fact that we get to see and hear a little bit about the work that goes on behind the scenes is so huge, because a lot of people just don't think about how much work and prep is put and is applied before they even say the first time, cameras up, action. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
and the huge thing about this show is keeping it real. Like, it's all about realism.
Yeah.
So my thing in my head, like as I'm watching the monitors as they're filming, it's like, do I buy it? Is this real? Like, am I seeing too much of something here?
Yeah.
And that's why you also have great people working with you. So you sometimes rely on them. It's like, because sometimes your eye, you get too focused almost. No, it's good. It's good. But
Yeah.
it's that constant, you know what I mean, keeping it realistic and always thinking about you watching at home. I want you to buy it. I want you to believe it.
Yeah.
And grab you. And it's such an emotional show, and there's so many, tight shots on the face. Every little detail, as
Yeah.
people know, you can see.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's tough.
the
I
way
like it.
the way some of the shots are, I mean, there's such a shallow depth of field. There's sometimes it's very extreme close-ups. I mean, it's like amazing the fact that you can go in there and the true test is being able to have makeup on without people really knowing that you got makeup on, and you guys kill that every single time. And the show, I'm a huge fan, so I cannot wait for the next season to come out. I know a lot of people are chomping at the bit to find out what's going to happen to our main character. I'm so excited about that. Under his eye.
Well, yeah, on the side. Well,
praise
tough
be.
too, because we had just done all the prep back in, early this year, and we were just ready to shoot. So we've only done 2 weeks of shooting, and this all went down.
Yeah.
So I'm just getting into it, right? So it's tough. It's tough.
Yeah.
But, can't wait. We're chomping at the bit to get back.
Yeah, yeah, and of course, I got to ask you. There's a couple questions I got, and one of them has to do with the next season.
Mm-hmm.
What can we expect for the upcoming season of The Handmaid's Tale? Can you give us a little bit of something? Maybe a little tiny bit of a teaser or something?
Well, you know what? The writers are working their butts off trying to get the best right. And there's a lot of pressure on them. And they're constantly reworking things but they have a lot of pressure on them. But this season, we really don't get scripts too far ahead. Like, we've got the first 2 or 3.
Okay.
And that's about it. We really don't know much.
Dang.
So hopefully with all this time off, the writers are, hard at work. I'm sure they are, to get a good period of scripts done so we can just keep going with it. But we really don't know that far ahead. I mean, if I talk to some of the people, like Lizzie obviously would know, what's going on, and some of the executives, so I could have a conversation with them. But for the most part, there's not a lot of, they don't really talk too much about it.
No, I totally understand. I figured.
At the same time, it's kind of good that you don't, because it's almost like there's so much focus on each episode with all the stuff that we have to do. I can't even think too far ahead because I'm so super focused on that.
Yeah, no, and I understand that. And I totally understand that. I just hope I could maybe get you to drop something just a little, just a time, catch you slipping a little bit. You know what I mean?
Well, it's going to be more of a fight. Season 3, last season she's really, kicking some ass, June. So there's going to be, I'm sure, more of that. There's going to be a lot more of that.
That's what's up.
We'll see how it goes.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what she starts doing here soon, But of course, you just said a little bit ago, it's all about how you're able to proceed to bigger jobs and more jobs is how you get along with other actors and how you get along on set with people and all that. Not only just your work, not only just your stellar work, but also being able to be someone who is able to get along and roll with the punches. So I got to ask you, of course, this other question. When it comes to the actors on set, have you had any personalities that you had to deal with? Did you have any diva moments, or did you have any weird requests on set that you had to abide by?
On any kind of show? Like any
on any show. On any show.
You want the name of the show, or you just want the example?
Oh, I mean, spill the tea. Come on with it.
So, I did a show a few years back, Lars and the Real Girl, with Ryan Gosling, which was a great show. I think at the time, not many people saw it, but that was kind of like just the beginning of where he kind of
took off.
I think that's really good for him.
Yeah.
That there was somebody on that show that I was doing makeup on, and she really didn't want a lot of wear and tear on her face. She was a little bit older, female. And she didn't want a lot of, I could only do makeup on one side of her face that wasn't on camera. She just felt like it was going to be too much, maybe wear that side down or. So I really had to be on it. She wanted to know where the lights were, what the camera angles were. You had to really be on that and that was the first time that's happened to me. That's not really a
Wow.
thing that happens a lot, but that was just something that kind of stood out. It's like, okay, and you just do it, right? Just make the best of it and get around it. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of stuff like that. There's a lot of requests. For the most part, everybody's great. We're all professionals. We're all good. But that was just kind of a little bit weird, a little bit off, I thought.
Yeah, that's very specific, and
Yeah.
I can only imagine how hard that would be if you got this particular angle and then the camera flips, and they got the other side. Like, why not just do the whole face?
And they could change the angle, like right there on the spot.
Exactly.
And you've got to get in there, like you really got to be on it. It's one of those things in the film that you've got to be on it. Like you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
They could change the light. Somebody doesn't like the light or the way that it's going, and things get changed.
Yeah.
So that's why it's kind of a weird thing. Like, yeah. It's very rare that would happen.
That is very wild, for sure. And that's a very wild request. I've never heard anything like that before. I've heard people having to act to a wall because another person has to leave town. Like, they have a plane to catch, and so you have to act to like a tennis ball or something like that as for your scene partner or something like that. But I've never seen or I've never heard anything like that. But that's that's very particular, for sure. So what is the longest you've ever had to spend on a person? Applying makeup, what's the longest time it's taken you to apply makeup on a particular actor?
Well, it does vary a lot. The typical amount of time would be anywhere from a half an hour to an hour, 45 minutes.
Wow.
But it could be a 2-hour makeup, could be a 3-hour makeup. And even sometimes if we do the makeup and then there's still lighting on set or getting things ready on set and they're not quite ready, it's usually pretty timed out pretty good. And we're kind of like we're kept aware of those times. But sometimes things happen. So we kind of maybe do things last minute on set if we can, just to make it more believable and more fresh. Right. And then keeping that makeup for the whole day, like 15, 20-hour day, or sometimes more.
Yeah.
To keeping it on it. So you've got to really be on it. If it's a great makeup, a big makeup, you've got to really stick with that person.
Yeah.
Which is tough too, because it's not just about that one person. But yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
It just depends. It could be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Depends on the scene. Depends on the actor.
Depends on the scene. Depends.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of elements. Sometimes people they're in water, they're in the shower, they're just waking up. You name it. It could be anything.
Yeah. Or they could just be.
So it's got to hold up in all those elements. And after a long day under,
Right. Or they could be excessively hairy. That could be it too. Excessively hairy. That could be it too.
Hairy. We've got to do a lot of shaving. That comes up a lot.
Yeah.
Even if people maybe are been out the night before having a few drinks, the alcohol can pull off things, come through the skin.
Oh, wow.
And pull makeups off.
Oh,
so you just don't know. Like, you got to really be. Yeah, you just don't know. You got to just be really on it. Visually, you're just watching everything like throughout the entire day.
Yeah, that's wild.
It's not for everybody. I mean, it's a tough day, but it's great. It's rewarding. Rewarding.
I'm also seeing some people showing some love.
Yeah.
Bernice.
Getting back to Lars and the Real Girl.
Say that again.
Yeah.
Say that again.
No, I was just getting back to Lars and the Real Girl. I was talking about Lars and the Real Girl, the blow-up doll. I don't know if you saw
yeah, I've seen the movie.
Show. We had to treat that blow-up doll like a real person, just because it was helpful for the show. And
really,
we had to be respectful.
Wow.
So yeah, her name was Bianca, and we really had to like treat her like a talent. She was the part of the show.
Wow.
So anyway, just a little tidbit there.
That's weird. That's definitely weird. That's definitely weird. But I do have some people showing some love on YouTube. On YouTube. So Bernice said gave you a little heart emoji. So she's
nice.
Bernice says hello.
Hey Bernice, how's it going? Good to see ya.
Cherry Snow says Burton. And
Sherry, I work with. She was on my team on a show I did this past summer. Another show. She was great, hard worker.
That's
really good, Sherry.
That's lovely. And Bernice says, love this interview. And Bernice, we love you too. I don't know who you are, but we love you too.
She might be calling. She might be from. Does it say where they're messaging from, or you don't know that?
It's right? Well, I have Burton LeBlanc, so I'm assuming related.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's in the family. She's my sister.
Oh, well, there you go.
She's my yeah,
Lovely sister.
yeah.
Hello,
She's
sis.
yeah.
Welcome to the Pascal Show. Well, first off, I wanted to say a big thank you to you for being on the show, and of course, somebody just commented, "Hey," from Ariel and the fam,
Oh, nice.
or Ariel.
Yeah,
Ariel?
Ariel. Good to see you.
Yeah, Ariel and the fam. She says hello. They say hello. The Ariel and the fam say hello. So they're showing love as well. We're making a lot of people very, very happy. And so, of course, before we take off, I do want to ask you this, because there's so many people out here that would love to be in your shoes with the accolades, the nominations, the resume that you have, the faces and the people that you have worked with and worked on, right? So I got to ask you, for all those makeup artists that are in the game or aspiring to be where you are, obviously they can't take your spot. There's no one can take Burton LeBlanc's spot, not never. But for those people that are interested in wanting to pursue their dream into makeup, what would you say to them? What's a piece of advice that you would give them?
Well, first of all, know what you want, know where you want to go. Whatever you do, if you're doing makeup, that could take you at so many different, levels. You want to be in the film industry, but I mean, whatever you want to do, you have to know exactly what you want. Lay it all out, have some kind of plan, and set yourself some goals and stick with it. Like, work your butt off. If that's what you want, like, first of all, know what you want, but keep working towards that goal, because it's not going to happen right away. Yeah. Just don't get discouraged, and just keep plugging away.
That's awesome.
And play all your cards right. Don't piss anybody off. Like in life, but just keep at it. Keep at it. Just don't give up, and don't because you're going to get a lot of negativity coming at you, which I've had,
of course,
in the past, like anything. But you know what? You listen. You get your good head up. Get everything good up here, and stick with it, and then the plan works out.
That's awesome. One more question. Did you ever have a moment where you had to take a leap of faith?
Yeah. Well, you know what? Even the beginning of Handmaids, when they sent me the script to read, I was like, blown away, really blown away. And I was on another show, American Gothic, before that. When they sent it to me, I was like, man, I gotta have this. This is one thing I need. I need to go for this. And obviously, I was driven to get it, and maybe I hope to think that maybe that had something to do with it, my drive to get the show, on top of the resume. But the goal to get it, what was the wording again? How did you say it?
A leap of faith.
In the beginning, you have your vision of the show, and it's aired on TV for the public. Mm-hmm. You don't know. You don't know if they're going to like it. You don't know if it's going to be received. Yeah. So it's sticking to your guns, and even whatever you have. Like for me, I was like, and there was still like some producers, some higher ups that were like, and some females that maybe didn't want to look quite so rough and bad, which they needed to for the show, and it all worked out, and it all looks great. But sticking to your plan and knowing that it's going to work. But you just don't know. Once they edit it together, I had the showrunner Bruce Miller come up to me, and they let you know, and it doesn't always happen that way. Yeah. That what, things are looking really good. I'm so glad you stuck to that, because there's some that maybe are questioning it. So, but you stick to the plan and stick to what you feel and stick to the vision, and it paid off.
That's what's up.
You do have that happening, yeah.
Yeah, because I know that there's some people that have those leap of faiths, like, okay, I'm traveling out to LA to pursue my career in music, or right. I'm going to quit my job and go after being an entrepreneur on whatever it is that I'm passionate about. I know that a lot of people have had to make the sacrifice or take that leap towards something, only to find themselves soaring or find themselves very successful. But there's always something that you have to kind of leave behind so that you can find that full potential to your success, So it's really great to hear your side, because everyone has to take that leap,
and it's not always, hopefully you keep going up and up, but you've got the hills and the valleys, right?
Of course. So
you've got to get through that to get to the good.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And stick with it. Stick with the plan.
Stick with the plan. I love that.
Stick with the plan.
Absolutely.
And know what you want. And you got to know what you want. But yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, that's that. No, and you're very, very right. Know what you want and stick to the plan. If you got to make a vision board, make it.
That's right.
Why not? You know, and you'd be surprised what you accomplish. So,
Exactly.
Burton, thank you so much for coming onto the show. You have no idea how much this means to me and to the show.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, anytime. And by the way, I love the T-shirt. I just want to point that out. The T-shirt's
Pretty
amazing.
good. Somebody
Yes.
had these, at the end of the show, we kind of do some fun stuff. We get, gifts. Somebody in the department, Zane, had these made for some of his guys. And it's like, yeah, give me one of those.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. Like I needed one.
Yeah, I love it, man. I love it. I need to go and order some myself. But anyway, Burton, can you tell everybody where they can find you if they have any questions to ask you, that kind of thing? What's your social medias and all that, and how they can get in contact?
Check me out on Instagram, Burton LeBlanc. Instagram.
Okay.
I'm there. Check me out.
Awesome. Well, Burton, thank you again for being on the show. Hey, guys, please go check him out on Instagram. Very, very wonderful and very talented individual, as you already know. You're seeing him right here, right now, as we speak. An amazing dude. So definitely go check him out. We're going to go into a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. This is the Pascal Show. Bye.
Pascal, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.